Amen.
Fine. Apparently when I set it to go live, it accidentally went live on the wrong one, but we appear to be live now.
Also, all that has to be repeated?
I don't know.
Okay, let us turn to page 138. 138 for L'Hadodi. L'Hadodi L'Hikrakala Hene Shabbat Nekavela. L'Hadodi L'Hikrakala Hene Shabbat Nekavela. Shahamor v'zahor v'dibur ehad Hishmi anu el hamiuchad Adonai ehad u'shemo ehad L'shem u'tiferet v'lithilah L'ha'adodi l'hikrakala Hene Shabbat Nekavela. L'ha'adodi l'hikrakala Pnei Shabbat Nekavela. L'hikrat Shabbat lehu v'neilha ki hi mekomor ha'braha merosh miketem nesuha Sof Maseh Shabbat Tehillah L'ha'adodi l'hikrakala Hene Shabbat Nekavela. L'ha'adodi l'hikrakala Hene Shabbat Nekavela. And now the fifth verse. Hitoreri, kiva ore, kumi ori, uri, shir daveri, kevod Adonai, alayik nigla, l'ha'adodi l'hikrakala, hene Shabbat nekavela. L'ha'adodi l'hikrakala Hene Shabbat Nekavela. And now the ninth verse, we turn toward the entrance and welcome the Sabbath Queen. Bohi beshalom akeret bahala gam besimha uvsahala Toch emuneh am segula, boi hala, l'ha'adodi l'hikrakala, Hene Shabbat nekavela, l'ha'adodi l'hikrakala, Hene Shabbat nekavela. And now let us turn to page 144.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold up. Yeah, you're in. I just need to move it a little bit.
Yitkada v'yitkada shemei Rabba B'ilma tivera hirute v'yamlech malhute V'ha'yechon uvyomechon Uv'chayedecho Beit Yisrael Ba'agala Uvizman Kariv V'yimeru Amen Yeshmei Rabba Mevarach Le'olam Olam Me'almaya Yitbarach Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitbar, V'yitramam, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitaleh, V'yitala, Shemei Kedusha, Berehu, Leila, min kol birchata v'shirata tushbehata v'nehemata dahamiram be'alma v'immeru. Amen. Page 146. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. And now page 148. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'dvaro ma'ariv haravim v'chachma poter sharim u'b'tvona meshane itim u'ma'alef et hazmanim u'msader kohavim v'mishmaroteihem barakia kirtzono borei yom v'layla Golelor mipnei hoshech, ve'hoshech mipnei or. Umavir yom, umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila. Adonai tzevaot shemo, el hai ve'kayam, tamid yimloch alei olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, amariv aravim. And now on page 150, at the bottom of the page, if you could read, Ari.
Sure. Everlasting love you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Amen. And now page 152, 153. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Mahuto Le'olam Va'ed. And now let's turn to page 154. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha ve'hayu harvarim ha'eleh asher anohi metzavcha hayom halevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlektecha v'derech v'shapecha uvkumecha ukshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot beinenecha uktavta al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kiroshim le'elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim le'ot lachem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Emet. And now on page 157 at the top of the page, standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. Page 158. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot. Hosei vele. Hosei vele. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh. Malhutecha ra'uvanecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam zeheli anu ve'ameru Adonai yimlo Adonai yimlo leolam va'ed v'nemar ki fad Adonai Yaakov ugalo mi'azak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael. And bottom page 161. Ari, if you could please read that.
Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, hapuresukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim.
Amen. Now page 162. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael, et ha-Shabbat, La'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam britola'am beini uvein b'nei Yisrael odi le'olam ki sheishet yamin asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz Vayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash. And now let us turn to page 164, and we will be chanting this opening phrase, and then let us continue silently either the prayers of our own hearts or any other Amidah that you have available for Shabbat. In Mishkan Tefillah, we'll be picking up from page 166 through page 180 in either Hebrew or in English, but especially the words of our heart. Adonai sefatai tiftah ufi agid tehillah. Adonai, open up our lips that our mouths may declare your praise. Now let's continue silently. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, be'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'yimeru, amen. It may strike us as strange that this Torah portion is named after Yitro. Next week, the Torah portion will be Mishpatim, which will have to do about laws. But in this Torah portion, Yitro is where the Ten Commandments are given. So it's a little strange. Why would it start, why would it be named after basically a non-Jew? As I mentioned in my message earlier today, there's a number of these non-Jews that appear in our Torah, and we often don't even recognize the facts that they are. And Jethro, because in Hebrew is Yitro, but Jethro is a priest, a high priest of the Midianite people. And he's the father-in-law of Moses, and he comes in this Torah portion to meet up with Moses just before the giving of the Ten Commandments, and he is praising vociferously God. He has been won over just by hearing. He wasn't present at any of these events. But the word has gone out amongst the people that there were these miraculous things that happened in Egypt, and after the Jews left Egypt, he's amazed. He's all in. And let me just read to you from a commentary I really like. Why does Jethro, in Hebrew Yitro, the father-in-law of Moses, receive the honor of having the story named after him? As it says, Jethro was a high priest of occult arts and black magic. As he grew closer to Moses, he changed his life and became righteous. Jethro was open and receptive to a better understanding of this world. For this reason, he was able to transform his nature from that of extreme negativity to the other extreme of great positive energy. This chapter is named for Jethro to show us that our effort towards spiritual transformation is the criterion by which we are judged. Moses had spiritual parents, so spiritually speaking, he had a head start. But Jethro, on the other hand, came from a thoroughly negative environment and was himself a source of negativity. It is said in Mechilta, a Midrash collection on parts of the Torah, that there was not a deity in the world that Jethro had not worshipped. The leap he made from one end of the spiritual spectrum to the other earns him the blessing of having this chapter named after him. The medieval commentator Rashi said that Jethro lived in the company of the greatest powers and honor of his time, but his heart prompted him to go forth to the desert wasteland to seek out and to hear words of the Torah. The Zohar says, Jethro, the great and supreme priest, appointed ruler of the whole pagan world, came and acknowledged God, saying, "Now I know that your God is greater than all the other gods." Then God was exalted in his glory from above and below, and afterwards he gave the Torah in the completeness of his dominion. And there's also an amazingly strange comment later on in the Zohar that I think is really kind of sweet and to the point here. When Moses came to Pharaoh and said to him, "The God of the Hebrews happened upon us," that's earlier in Exodus chapter 5, verse 3, he opened saying, this is Pharaoh, "I do not know Yud-He-Vav-He." The Blessed Holy One wanted his name to be glorified on earth as is glorified above. Once he struck him and his nation, he came and acknowledged the Blessed Holy One as is written. Yud-He-Vav-He, it is in the right. That's Exodus 9:27. He who was the renegade king of the whole world, as soon as he acknowledged, all the other kings acknowledged. As written, then the chiefs of Edom were terrified. Jethro, supreme priest, ordained chief of all the false gods, came and acknowledged the Blessed Holy One. Then God is glorified. In fact, the whole idea here is, as is mentioned, I think it's a mistake that Moses said, the God of the Hebrews. He should have said, Yud-He-Vav-He, the God of the whole world. Because to look at it as a different, just a sectarian, as a national God, he was looking through the books to try to find Pharaoh. Where is this God of the Hebrews? No, this is the God of the whole world. And once both of these individuals, Pharaoh, who was in many ways the greatest king of his time, and Jethro, the greatest priest of all the nations at that time, once they both recognized that God was the God of the whole world, then God decided it was time to give the Torah to the world. And that is what we have gotten. It's our tremendous gift. It's sometimes something that we take as if it's just a hand-me-down from past generations. The beauty and the ecstasy that we can have within prayer and study doesn't strike us. I just wanted to mention this idea about prayer or blessing. One of the things that came up in this week's Torah portion, as far as the commentary in Jethro, is about lifting our hands. And we often don't think about that, but in Moses and in Aaron and in many other places, there's this constant reference to lifting up one's hands. And the Zohar brings up that as well. Sometimes we think prayer is just a get up and sit down, a get up and sit down, a get up and sit down kind of process. Turn page A, turn page B, all of that. But it can be very physical. Imagine if we were so moved to lift up our hands. And by the way, the Zohar says we're supposed to lift up both of our hands. Our right hand, which is supposedly for chesed, for kindness and love, that's supposed to be higher than gevura, the other hand, which is about power. And when we lift it up, we are showered with blessings. We bless God, and God blesses us. And now for our Misha Berach prayer, we can turn to page 371. Page 371. And let us for a moment think about those individuals that are in need of healing. There are many people in the world. I can think about friends that are in serious health concerns right now. Won't mention their names, but those of you who are thinking of loved ones, let us pause for just a brief second to think of loved ones that need healing. And then we will join together in the Mishabera on page 371. Mishabera avotinu mekor Abrahamimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishabera imotenu mekor Abrahamimotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. May our prayers be answered speedily and in the affirmative. And now let us turn to page 586, page 586, and let us rise for the Aleinu. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latech gedula leotzeher breshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo hosamanu kimishmehot hadama, shelo sam helkinu kahen, vegor aleinu kehol hamona. Ve'anachnu korim u'mishtahavim u'modim lifnei melech malkei hamlahim hakadosh baruch. And now page 588. Shehu notesh shamayim ve'osed haaretz, Umoshav yekaro b'shamayim imah, ushchina tuzo, begov merobim, hu Eloheinu einod, emet malkeinu efesulato, kakatu, Betorato ve'odata hayom, v'shevota elevavecha, ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim, b'shamayim imah, ve'al haaretz, mitachat Einod. And let's now turn to page 591. V'nehemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad. Ushemo echad. Let's now turn to page 598, page 598, and this is the Yortzeit list for this week. Jean Bowman, Seymour B. Braunstein, Lillian Chaskin, Benjamin Eichhoff, Emma Friedman, Edward Gildenberg, David Gundling, Norman Levy Hecht, Paul Curlin, Joseph Leichtman, Frederick A. Schwartz, Sarah Smith, David Wayner. And now let us turn to page 598 and recite together the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yamad yivarach hiruteh, v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayehon uv'yomechon, uv'chaye the whole Beit Yisrael. Bagalav v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach, le'olam u'olmei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpoar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shmei kedusha b'richu. Le'la min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiram b'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlomo Rabbah min Shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'ramav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all the world, to which we say,
Amen.
Amen. And now, soon we're going to hopefully be able to get all my additions up on a revolving list, so they will be able to be chanted by all of us who are at home. But I'd like to close our service, as I usually do, with the angel prayer. B'Shem Adonai Elohei Yisrael, Mimini Michael U'mismoli Gavriel, U'milfana Uriel, Me'aharai Raphael, Ve'al Roshi Shina El. In the name of Adonai, God of Israel. At my right hand, Michael, at my left hand, Gabriel. Before me, Uriel, behind me, Raphael, and above my head, the holy Shinat El. Thank you all for joining us here for our Shabbat evening service. May you have a wonderful Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.